Hello everyone, my name is Santiago and today we're going to be looking at Dirsearch, another tool that I found on pentestreports.com. Dirsearch is a tool to find files or directories on a web application. So as the name suggests, searches for files or directories on web. And if I look at the GitHub repository, you can see, well, first that is a fairly popular tool. So 14,000 stars on GitHub, which suggests it's very popular. It's written in Python, open source, of course, and it's super easy to install and to use. You have different methods, so you can clone the repository, you can download the zip, you can use Docker, you can use pip, and so on. But I'm going to do what I always do, which is clone it. And here they recommend to use depth1, which is only clone the last commit, not the entire Git tree or the history and so on, which makes the clone faster. So let's do that. So if I paste the command, boom, that's Dirsearch, now clone. And again, because this is a Python tool, I don't want to install the dependencies on my system, I want to install them on this directory. So I'm going to create a Python environment. Then I'm going to activate that Python environment that I created. And I know it's activated because I see the prefix. Now I can, well, if I'm curious, I can look at the dependencies. Jinja, which is templating, SSL, request for HTTP, Colorama to print colors on the console, and a few others. So anyway, so pip install -r for requirements, and I give the requirements text file. So this is going to take a few seconds, I hope. And after that, the tool is ready to be used. So I'm going to invoke the tool on one test application that is published by Acunetics, one of the security tools. So if I can invoke the tool, so we Dirsearch, just like that. And it's telling me I need to pass a URL, of course. So that URL is going to be test.php vuln for vulnerable web.com. And that's it. As simple as that. Now, you see, it's using 25 different threads to make multiple requests at the same time, which makes the going through these 12,000 words in the dictionary faster. Okay, what happened? It failed. Test.php vuln web. For some reason, it's no loading. Test.php. Yep, that's the URL. Oh, maybe not HTTPS because it's vulnerable. Maybe it's just plain HTTP, and that was the case. Anyway, so it's 12,000 words in the dictionary or the word list, and it's going to use 25 threads to go through that list. So that can take a while. You can see it's already finding a few things like the idea folder, that's the IDE from JetBrains. Somebody mistakenly pushed the IDE folder to the server. That's wrong because it could be leaking a lot of important information. It also found a few files like the 404 PHP, an admin panel, and so on. And that's the idea. I'm going to cancel now and show you other flags that you can use. So you can use, for instance, T for threads and say, okay, I want to use 50 threads. And to go to more URLs at the same time, depending on the CPU, your cores, then you can adjust the value accordingly. I can also say if the word list contains words with a special placeholder, which is %x%, then Dirsearch is going to replace that placeholder with all of this value. Say the list contains index, like that, then it's going to replace that placeholder with index index.php, index.asp, index.jsp, HTML, and so on. Okay, so how do you pass your own list? You can use, for instance, my word list.text, LLMs, robots, what else? Favicon. That's it. Let's try those three. So I'm going to call this time with the word list, my word list. So it's only 3 words in my dictionary, and couldn't find it because why not? Let's try again. Scanning. Okay, this time it succeeded. So this of course this web application is not super reliable. It's just a demo application, and every single security researcher, security tester, pen tester is hitting that URL for testing purposes. So sometimes it doesn't work. Anyway, so that this time completed okay. Only 3 words in the dictionary, so it took nothing to complete, and found one that is there. By the way, one difference between this tool and other tools like spiders and crawlers is that spiders and crawlers start with a URL, say like index, and from that URL they find links to other places. But Dirsearch uses the dictionary to hit URLs that might not be linked from anywhere else. So that's how you discover URLs that are not visible or hidden somehow, that are not linked from other pages, which is an important thing to do if you're doing discovery, gathering information, and so on. And that's pretty much it for today. Another short video, another tool. I will record another video in a few days. Thank you. Bye bye.